Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Rabbit Motorworks. Today we're going to go through a past project of replacing the catalytic converter on the 1987 Carrera 911, as I had the biggest challenge trying to get it to pass a smog test, and you'll see why as we get into the video, and put on a performance catalytic converter. Stay tuned. So if you live in California, you're pretty familiar with smog checks, and this 911 failed when I took it in. After I purchased the vehicle came in from out of state from Atlanta, so I wasn't able to get a pre-smog check before the sale. It had high HC, or parts per million, content that was failing the test. The guys let me take it around, warm it up to see if that would, basically help or improve the test. Second time, it failed. It improved slightly on some of the noxious oxide content, but overall, it didn't improve to get it to where it needed to pass. So they suggested digging into the ignition. The plugs had already been replaced from the previous mechanic that did some work on it to get it running before I bought it. And so I started to dig into the cap and rotor. I looked at the cap. It was pretty checked and had a lot of, oxidation on all the contact points. So it looked like it was ready to be changed. As I started digging into that more, the rotor looked pretty worn too. And then overall, just as you looked at the spark plug wires, they looked like the original ones to the vehicle. They were cracked, sitting on top of the alternator and the fan assembly. So I thought, well, maybe it's best to basically replace those, make sure it's got plenty of spark, burn off any lingering fuel. Maybe it's not burning the fuel well enough, was the thought. So really just dug into that, and as I was getting into that part of the project, the engine fan assembly as well too was bad on the vehicle, and that was preventing the heat from working inside of the cabin. So I decided to tackle that project at the same time, and as I just started to dig into it. So working in tight quarters on a 911 engine in the rear was a bit of a learning experience for me as well too. Routing all the plug wires, getting them all in the right places. You had to take off quite a lot of things. Got the new fan assembly back on. In order to reach at the plug wires on each side, you kind of have to move things out of the way, including some of the air cleaner. And then also I had to take the air conditioner compressor off its mount and take off the belt and reassemble it when I was all complete with it. But I was glad to get all that changed out. It was good to have heat back in the car as well too, so it was a successful part of kind of getting this thing roadworthy again. Okay, with all my ignition, rebuild, repair, no change. And so plan B was to basically attack the catalytic converter as the suspicious component, as pretty much that was why a lot of the hydrocarbons were high and just not being processed out of the system. So I purchased a catalytic converter from Car Parts Discount for a meager $500 to have that installed. Sought out a pretty good muffler shop, and they basically dug into taking out the old catalytic converter out of the vehicle, and it was a bear. They really earned their keep on trying to get that thing disconnected. As the original catalytic converter on the car, really spent a lot of time grinding and working to get the bolts undone. And sure enough, when they dropped that cat out, it had blown a huge hole all the way through the catalytic converter. So, you know, I was very pleased to see that that was the problem, and obviously all kinds of noxious gases were coming out the tailpipe. So after that, it was pretty simple. They bolted the new cat up, put the new gaskets on, all new fasteners. They even got a new chrome tailpipe extension for the muffler that had been smashed when it offloaded from the trailer. Took it over to get it smogged, and it passed flying colors. So hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Blast from the past to get the cat replaced on the Carrera. Been very pleased with it. And stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy this episode. And subscribe if you haven't already, as we continue to bring you guys more great content on Rabbit Motorworks. Peace.